Welcome, everyone. We are excited to have everybody joining us today. And I am Heidi. I am the moderator of this webinar. I am also a podcaster, and I'm just excited. I am ready to learn. I am ready to succeed and ready to grow like all of you. And so we are excited we can be together. So let's get started. I want to introduce my guest. This is Yahosh Bonner. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Welcome.
Yes, Heidi, thank you so much for having me. Just excited, blessed to be here with you today. I'm an athletic director. I love athletics. I've loved it ever since I could remember. Being a part of teams and coaching teams has been a big part of making me who I am. And so I love using sports and athletics and fitness to help with the socialization of our youth, because that was a big part of what kind of led me on my path to becoming a man, being a part of teams, working hard, getting through hard things, and also having mentors in my life that cared about me and watched me kind of develop. So I'm a PE teacher and an athletic director now, and I love working with the youth.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you seem like you have a lot of good energy for that. So that's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
So
You have
maybe
to.
I
You have
know
to.
you do. You have to know how to work with these kids and keep up with their energy, huh? Well, that
Mhm.
brings me to I want to know, how have things been with COVID? We've been in a pandemic for almost a year now. And if you're trying to be
Absolutely.
an athletic director in schools that haven't even been being in session, how
Mhm.
has that affected what you've been trying to do?
Wow, so much has changed, but thank goodness for technology. Obviously, it's not the same as being in person with these children and showing them, how to participate in certain sports and really allowing them to communicate and connect to one another. And so last year when school was off, what I would do, and those in my department, we had these workout videos: start right, stay right, end right. And so they could do those throughout the day, and we'd give them credit and points for it. So we'd do like a 10 or 15-minute workout, or show them some things that they could do with basketball or with agility or strength and speed agility training. Just little small things that they could do at home to keep them moving. Because when your body's moving, when you exercise, you think better, you feel better, you look better. It's just good when you can get your body moving. And we didn't want our students to get out of the habit of moving. But one thing you can't replace is their connection physically to a teacher, their connection physically to one another. And so that's kind of been hard, but we've stayed active and just try to define different ways to stay involved and connected to our students.
Yeah, that sounds like a really fun way to have a video. I didn't even think about that. That's a great
Yeah.
option. It's
Yeah, it
like
was
your own
great.
little workout video with your teacher.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it does miss on the connection that the kids would have with each other. And so that, how have you been able to get around that? Any tips on that?
I don't think there really is getting around it. Every once in a while, we'd have, a kind of a Zoom party and just catch up with everybody, but you're not high fiving anybody. You're not in close proximity, and you can't really, it's on your honor. Like, I just trust that you did it. Send me a picture of you doing the soccer drill, or as I'm doing the workout and we're Zooming doing the workout together. I'm trying to watch you, but I'm trying to catch my breath, make sure that I'm doing it right, So it's kind of hard to keep one another accountable, because when you're in a group, you're keeping each other accountable, and it's a
Right.
lot easier. But it was really important for us to make sure that we gave tools and an opportunity for our students to be active and to work out.
Okay. So it sounds like you got a pretty good way to keep it. So how is it now? How have things been now? Are you back to school and being able to teach live yet in person? Or how are things going
Yeah.
now? Okay.
Yeah, so I'm at a private school, and we've actually been in school since the beginning of this school year, and
Okay.
it's been great. It's been tough because I'm wearing a mask. The students that they don't have to wear masks when they're exercising, but when they're listening and they're sitting in their zones getting ready, they do wear their masks. So they get really excited when they get to come to PE, because that's when they get to take off their masks and just play and forget COVID, forget all those other things. But at the end of class, I'm disinfecting everything. I'm putting pennies in the washer. Oh, I'm doing a different activity for the next class because I don't have enough pennies for this class because now I have to wash them. And so it was really important for me to be meticulous in making sure that we can continue to see each other. And so in these zones, I made sure that they're 6 feet apart. I'm devising certain activities that allow for them to get get going, but not to be too close, And so there's a lot of new variables that I have to think about as I'm creating my lessons and recreating. So it's been tough.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like it would be really stressful. And it's what all teachers are dealing with right now as well, I'm
Absolutely.
sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, what tips or advice would you give? What's been working for you?
Well, I would say just letting the kids know, like, hey, we're gonna get through this. It's
Mm,
not always gonna be like this, but let's make sure that while we're here, that we maximize our time. And I think the kids can tell whether you're excited to be there or whether you're not in the greatest mood. So every day I'm on stage because our kids deserve the best of us. They deserve the best of us. And for them to have that, we have to sometimes pep talk ourselves and remember, like, what we say, what we do is going to carry them through the rest of the day, through the rest of the week. Or if there's something that happened, it could be so traumatic as they'll carry it with them for the rest of their lives. I
right.
remember my teachers, but the coaches that I had and physical education and in basketball and tennis and soccer, track, football, I remember every single one of my coaches' names. And I don't know why that is, but there's a connection that is there when you're actually working with these students and you're teaching them skills and activities that they'll enjoy for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, that's so
So
true.
bring your best, because
I
those
love
kids,
that.
they can tell.
I love that. That is great advice. I know with our sponsor, Ready to Teach, they work with like substitutes and temporary teachers. And this would be really hard
Mm,
when you're not there all the time to
right.
still bring your best, right?
Oh, all the more important to be prepared, especially, yeah, because you don't, I mean, as a teacher, you don't want drop off. So you're just hoping and trusting that those subs will come in, that they'll read the lesson plans, that they'll have excitement about the activity, because some schools, they have PE every day, and other schools, they have it twice a week. And
Mm,
so if this is one of the twice a week, it's like, you don't want to spend half a class of them explaining and not be able to get moving and going. You want them to be ready just to jump right in so the kids can maximize that PE time.
right. That's so true. That's really good. You need to be on it and be there and be
Hmm.
available and be present. I love it.
Yes, being
So, is
present
there
for sure.
anything else with the program that you're doing? Any advice that you would give to other educators and teachers of things they can do to improve at what's going on in their own schools?
Yeah, think outside of the box. Be you, because I think the students can tell whether or not you're putting on a show or you're just trying to get through the class. And so for me, I love music. I love singing. At the beginning of every one of my classes, we sing several different songs. Either be "This Is a Lot of Mine," it'll be "Amen," because we're a faith-based school where I'm at, so we're able to do that. And so these are songs that they can remember and that they're excited to sing when they get to class. They got smiles on their face, they're clapping, they're stomping, and they're already moving and they're happy. So this is something that is consistent. I think it's important to start each class the same way every day so they know where to come and stand or where to come and sit and what's going to happen. Something that is a pattern that they can get used to.
I love
So
that. That's really great advice. Yeah, because the kids depend on that kind of normalcy of everything, especially in the
yeah,
more chaotic times we're having right now. It would be
absolutely.
nice to know they can come and count on things to be how they usually are.
Yep.
I
Yeah. And
love
it's so
that.
funny too because they're excited. And sometimes when you're not so excited, you see their faces, you see them running, and you're like, I love this. I love my job. I get to play with the youth for my
Oh,
job. Are they paying me for this? It's really a
oh,
blessing.
I love it. We all need to tap into a little bit of your energy too. This is
Oh,
so refreshing. So I love it.
oh,
It's nice to talk to someone with so much passion about what they do and a love
mhm.
for their kids that they're with all the time. So that's
Well, they're
awesome.
great. They deserve the best. So they've lifted me for sure.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I think we all need each other right now more than ever, right?
Hmm.
So that's great. Well,
Absolutely.
I don't want to I want to be able to make sure we get to what you really needed to share with us today too. So I don't want to cut you off or anything, but I want to make sure
Hmm.
that you've been able to share your message and what you're doing in your school. So was there
Yeah.
anything else you wanted to tell about that?
Absolutely. Teachers, we all come in different sizes, shapes, colors, ethnicities, cultural backgrounds. But there is something that you as an individual teacher can give to these students. Some students are just going to connect with you. Others are connecting with you and you can't even tell. So always make sure you come, you bring your best, because there's someone there who needs your love, needs your light, needs your lesson, that will help carry them through that day. And I think it's hard to make sure you're taking care of the needs of each and every student. And so just do your best and don't be too hard on yourself. As long as you're giving your best effort and giving your best to these students, they feel it. They feel the love. And don't beat yourself up, because we're teaching in hard times right now. We are. It's just the day and age that we live in. But don't let your children see that weight. Allow
Mm.
them to come to you and you lift that weight from them, because they need that as well. So
Yeah.
I think that's just something that, teach from your heart, teach what is comes natural to you. Like I said, for me, I'm involved in music. And when do you ever hear music and athletics? That's not two that go together, but that's
Yeah.
part of who I am. And those are some of the best parts of me. And as a teacher, as a PE teacher, I want to give that to my students. So just to encourage you to try new things, always wear your smile, give them your best, and enjoy it. Just have fun.
I love that. I love that. Have you seen what kind of reception do you get from the students when you act like this and do this?
Well, what's funny is that I've taught leadership, I've taught journalism, I've been the advisor for student government, but in PE, I never got so many thank yous.
Mm.
These kids, thank you, Coach Bonner, thank you, Coach Bonner. It just hits me to the heart, like, oh, you're welcome, thank you. Like, it was a hard day for me, and I gave my best, and my voice is almost gone, but you appreciate it. Though hearing those thank yous, it means so much, and it makes me want to continue to be a better teacher, to introduce new things to these students. As hard as it is to wrangle them in and to get them to hurry up and teach them so they can play these new games, or learn how to shoot a basket, or learn how to hit a tennis ball. These things, these fundamentals, it's hard, especially with the younger ages. But having the patience and showing them that it's fun allows them to take these fundamentals and just run with it. And
Mm.
it's so fulfilling to see the growth, um, athletically, and to see you can physically see the confidence grow in some of these students as they get the hang of these new sports, and as they learn how to work with each other, to speak nice with each other, to be on teams with people that are very different from them, that they don't get along with, and all of a sudden, oh, you like basketball? Oh, I like basketball too. I mean, athletics and fitness, it just breaks down so many walls and barriers. And hopefully our classrooms can be a place where kids can come together and just forget everything else that the world wants them to separate themselves. I mean, that separate us as individuals, where they can come together and find commonality.
Mm. Yeah, we need more of that. And I'm sure it
Mhm.
it projects onto their other classes as well, right? If they're feeling
Yeah.
that bond and that connection in
They do better in
PE.
class when they
Yeah.
when they do after PE. I mean, just physically, and their mind is refreshed. They perform better. You
Mm.
don't want them to come to PE and to get more stressed because you're yelling at them or they're not getting it right. No,
Right.
it's okay. It's just that you tried. That's what it's about. I don't care if you missed the shot. It's about developing. It's about getting better. You know.
Oh, yeah,
So
I love that. It does. It really carries out to the rest of their lives and the other things that they're doing and accomplishing, right? Yeah,
yeah,
I love that. Oh, I love it. Thank you. I don't, yeah, was there anything else? You're
absolutely.
so inspiring. I love this.
Oh, you're so kind. Oh, well, I'm glad. Well, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot, and there's so many activities that you can do. I think it's just really important for us not to feel like we have to stick to the lesson plan. If you can feel the pulse of your class and they're
Mm,
coming in and they're just like dragging, okay, we're just gonna play dodgeball today, or
yeah.
kickball. We're gonna go back to one of the basic sports that everybody can get involved in, and it's easy to lighten it up so that they're not feeling like, oh man, they're the best basketball players, they're the best soccer players. We definitely need to take the pulse of the room and see how the
Yeah.
kids are doing. So don't feel like I have to get through these units. I have to get through this. That's okay. We'll get to it.
Well, and I was even thinking that with classroom teachers as well. Like we tend to just, this is what I had planned today and this is what I'm doing. But if you take the pulse of the room as well, maybe you need to take time to do a song or a jump around activity or get some wiggles
Yeah.
out or do something that's not on your lesson plan because of how the room is feeling, right? I love that advice for
Yes.
just any classroom. Even if
Mhm.
you're not a PE teacher, you can still change it up a little bit, add some energy, do something different and get the kids kind
Absolutely.
of reunited again, right? On the right
It
track.
goes a long way. It goes a long way. You want them to feel happy and excited coming to your class, and so you want it to be a
Yeah,
pick me up. And sometimes some days are better than others. Don't beat yourself up because the
right.
next day you have another opportunity. The next class you have another opportunity.
That's true. That is the one thing about teaching. You just get to
Yeah.
do it again.
Yes.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, these are great tips. So thank you. I appreciate your time and your knowledge. So this has been really great. So thank you.
Oh, so glad to share, and I'm honored. This year has been especially uh, amazing for me
Oh yeah?
because
Why is that?
yeah, because I get to teach my fourth grade son. He's in my class.
Oh,
I get to
cool.
see him interact with the other students and create lesson plans for him. And because it's my son's class, I want to be my best self even more,
Mm.
and they enjoy it. He enjoys it, which I was nervous that maybe he would be embarrassed that I'm his PE teacher, but it's been great. It's been great. And
Oh,
it also to realize that you are teaching other people's children who they value and they just love so much and they're trusting you with their greatest treasure. So as we look at it, there's just so much trust that goes into teachers and taking care of these kids.
yeah. I love that you brought out that point because I think it is easy to look at it as just a job and it's another day and just go and do it and come home. I
Mm.
think that wears on everybody, with any job. But if you look
Yeah,
at it as these are somebody's kids, these are somebody's treasure, and I get to have them in my possession for most of the day, more
yeah,
hours than their own parents do, right? And so I think that kind of gives you more purpose and more desire to want to be your best. I think that's great.
hmm,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But it's fun when you have your own kid as your own student to be like,
Uh,
okay, this is where I can step up. I like that.
yes,
That's great. Well, good. Well, thank you. This has been
you bet.
great. I appreciate your time and I appreciate our sponsor, Ready to Teach, and they're providing this
Yes,
webinar for us to be able to educate everyone about the different
so great. I
opportunities. Yeah.
mean, there's these resources, and hearing from other teachers is what we need. We need
Yeah.
to hear from other people like us that are in the
Yeah.
same professions because a lot of times it's like people can't relate. They don't understand what we go. They don't understand what we're giving. And here, as teachers, we understand it, and we want to know what are you doing that works for you. Give it, give it. As teachers, we're lifelong learners. So
Oh.
what a great opportunity to be here with you and to do this.
Oh, that's great. So thank you. This has been wonderful. So appreciate what you're doing. Hang in there, keep it up. And all the teachers,
Yes,
anyone
we got
listening,
to.
we just appreciate what you're doing and the administrators for handling all of it. So thank you.
You
And
bet.
I'm just
Thanks,
gonna
Heidi.
leave with this video. So you're welcome to log off, but I just will play this as we log off and just appreciate your time tonight. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
We know that running a school is one of the most difficult jobs on the planet. Whether it's onboarding a sub, gathering paperwork from a new one, conducting background checks, training, and so much more. The checklists are endless, and keeping tabs on everything can be absolutely exhausting. That's why we created Ready to Teach, so schools and teachers alike could have a simple software solution to guide them through the platform and paperwork they need with the click of a button. Our sleek and easy to navigate web and mobile apps give clients the ability to recruit and onboard subs while also allowing teachers to enter vacation and request time off, no matter where they are in the world. With our job management platform, educators can request subs, manage pay rates, lesson plans, and more. It's clear that our service gives professionals the ability to focus on what really matters, the kids. So visit our website to learn more and schedule a demo today. Let us help prepare you for tomorrow. Ready to Teach. Absence management from start to finish has now been simplified.
Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for joining us and to go make it a great day. Take care.